Morning. How we going? So I've just took the kids to school. I've had a cup of tea. I've got a bit of a free day today. I got the kids to school early. It's sunny. I'm contemplating driving to the beach in the camper, but I still have to be back to get the kids from school. I also have to go shopping and walk Ella. Obviously, if I go to the beach, Ella can come with me, my lovely Jack Russell. Um, so, don't know. I haven't decided yet. I have to take the black van for MOT. Do you know what the once a year MOT is? But I don't feel like doing that today. I was going to leave that till Monday. So I've got myself a butter coffee, guys. In case you wonder why I drink butter coffee, which for some people is a bit unusual. It literally is, because I think it's good for you, but not just that. It stops me being hungry all the time. I'm trying to keep my weight down. Yeah. At the moment, I think I'm 11 stone 9. I like to be 11 stone 5. Yeah. So it just does that. And I always say to people, it's a normal coffee. Yeah, you can froth up the milk if you want. But the key thing is, when you put the butter in, you must blend it with an electric blender. I use this blender. So this is spins it. Yeah. And otherwise it won't taste right. I'm on carnivore diet, keto diet. So a mixture of carnivore and keto. And this is what has helped my health. It's that simple. I was pre-diabetic. I had ulcerative colitis. I had very bad aches and pains. And my stomach was like a balloon, which is not anymore. I still got a bit of a tummy, but nothing like it was. And I had no energy. I couldn't sleep properly, a bit of anxiety. And I had high blood sugar, high blood pressure. Yeah. So all of it was cured. All of it. Because I stopped eating sugar, bread, pasta, potato. They were the key things that were affecting me. I was on this very strong steroid that I don't need to take anymore. I haven't taken it for 3 years. Since I started, it only took me about 2 or 3 weeks to get, so once I started the carnivore diet, I discovered Dr. Ken Berry off YouTube. Look him up, guys. He's amazing. He's got a wife called Nisha, who also has a channel, but they run the Dr. Ken Berry YouTube channel that is carnivore and keto. So to the people that are a bit funny about eating meat, there is keto where you don't need meat. Obviously, I do eat meat, eggs, fish. Obviously, I also have omelets and cheeses and nuts and, a good low carb veg, low carb fruit. I have a good selection of food. Yeah. But the key thing, the number one thing, was to stop sugar and anything that turns to sugar. Most of the foods people eat turn to sugar, like cereals, bread, pasta, potatoes. You'll be surprised how many foods that you think are good for you to turn to sugar and just make you unwell, make you sick, cause inflammation throughout your body. One of the biggest problems I had before I started this diet, well, I call it a diet, but it's not just a diet. It's a cure. It's a cure. Now, I'm not a doctor, and any decision you guys make, you must be informed. So you inform yourself, do your own research, speak to your doctor. Never make a decision because of me. I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you my experience. Yeah. And I also had really serious dizzy spells. Like, honestly, I thought I was going to fall over. They were that bad. And I was having, at first I would get one every month. Then it became one every 2-ish weeks. Eventually every week. And then I was getting them 2-3 times a day. I was literally waking up. Yeah. I don't know why. All I know is this, that once I went on the carnivore diet, the keto diet, and I listened to Dr. Ken Berry's advice, the dizzy spells gradually completely went away. It didn't go away straight away. It took, I would say, 3, 4, 5 months. The first thing I noticed about carnivore diet, keto diet, was my energy came back. Lots of energy. Sleeping better. I lost weight very quickly. So I think I lost 7 pounds in a week. Yeah. But remember, you must understand, I completely stopped all sugar, all bread, pasta, potato, all, cakes, Doritos, crisps, chips, whatever you want to call them. No sweet drinks, no sugar in my tea and coffee. I stopped all of it. And I initially was only eating one large meal a day at first. And that meal was basically steak, lamb, pork, bacon, eggs. And the thing about eating a lot of meat, eggs, fatty meat, remember the fat in the meat is important, yeah? Is that it does keep you quite full. You're not constantly craving food. This is the problem you've got when you're eating breads and sugars and a lot of carbs, is you're always hungry. You're never not hungry. You wake up, you're hungry. You go to sleep, you're hungry. All through the day, you're snacking. All through the day, you're hungry. That goes away when you're on carnivore diet or keto diet. Okay, so anyway, that's just a brief introduction to the way I eat. Just so you know, guys, I was pre-diabetic. It's gone. I had ulcerative colitis for 12 years. It's gone. No dizzy spells. My blood pressure went back to normal. In fact, it's better than normal. My blood sugars went back to normal, and my energy levels have never waned. I've been doing this diet for 3 years. I have had the most crazy amount of energy for 3 years. And it happened within weeks. It wasn't like I had to wait. Yeah, it was let me try and explain it to you. Obviously we're not Elvis related. This is part 1 of my morning chat. In part 2, we're going to discuss some Elvis topics. But when I first started, so obviously cereals is really bad for you. Yeah, I was told, do not eat cereals. They're really bad for you. Okay, even though we are told that cereals are good for us, aren't we? We're told, oh yeah, if it's got a bit of dry fruit in it, it's good for you. It's not. It definitely isn't. Turns to sugar. And some cereals can be quite tough and bad on your digestive system. Cause a lot of problems. Cause a lot of inflammation. Like porridge. People think porridge is good for them. It's not. Karen is one of the people on our channel. Porridge made her very sick. So there's quite a few of you now that are on the carnivore diet, keto diet, yeah, that have stopped sugar. It's quite some of you have just stopped sugar, but you've carried on eating as normal, and you've had massive health benefits. I know of many people of Team Elvis, our group, Team Elvis, who were quite doubtful, skeptical about this diet, and just give it a try, and then eventually had massive success. I mean, Carolyn, she lost 50 pounds. Even Tony lost, I think, 30 pounds. But it wasn't just the weight loss, it was the health gains. Energy coming back, inflammation throughout your whole body, reducing so that your aches and pains, your arthritis. Like one of the things I noticed when I went on the keto diet is suddenly I could run down the stairs. Seriously, I never used to be able to run down the stairs. I used to have to go one. This is in the morning, yeah? I used to go 1 foot at a time. Now I run down. Even when I went to bed, I used to be very achy. I don't ache now. I just go to bed, I have a good night's sleep, and my mind isn't racing like it used to. Before I did this diet, my mind would be racing. Yeah. So just so many things. But as I was just saying, one of the first things I noticed is this crazy energy coming through me, which was a bit unexpected because obviously you think of getting more energy, but this was different. There was like a spark coming through me. It was a gradual over a few days where I felt like, like when you were playing in the playground at school, when you were a teenager. I remember being a teenager with my mates. We would go out and have fun, and obviously how I felt at school with my mates, playing, full of energy. That came back to me. I can't explain it. Just by getting rid of sugar and bread and pasta and carbs, reducing carbs, increasing fatty meat and eggs and fish, omelets, cheeses, all that, nuts, low carb veg, low carb fruit, was all allowed to have, yeah. And only eating, I eventually went to only eating twice a day. Yeah. I fast 7 days a week, and I don't eat for 17 hours, 7 days a week. Yeah. Now that's, to many of you, that's a bit shocking. Yeah. But if you do your fasting at bedtime, yeah, half of your fasting is done when you're asleep. I'm not really fasting for 17 hours. I'm fasting for about 8 hours. Does that make sense? If you skip breakfast, because you don't need breakfast, you do this thing about breakfast being the most important meal of the day. It's not true. But if you skip breakfast, well, there's your fasting. So I eat at around 2 p.m., 1:32. And I have eggs and bacon. Keep the fat on. The fat is important. Then I have nothing to eat. And then at tea time around 6:30 p.m. I will have some lamb ribs or some pork bellies or some steak. Steak is probably the one that's best, that's most got the most goodness in it for you. Steak is full of all the vitamins, fatty acids you could ever need. Yeah, you can literally live on steak. It is that good for you. Yeah. So sometimes I'll have I tend to have eggs. Eggs are full of everything you could need. There's so much goodness in eggs. And then to me, a treat is a low carb bit of fruit. Yeah, like a strawberry or some blackberries, or a few nuts. Not too much. Don't have too much fruit. The other thing people forget is that fruit is very fattening. Guys, fruit is really fat. People think, oh yes, binge on fruits. It will make you put on weight. Fruit actually can cause fatty liver because the way that the body digests fruit. I'm not a bloody doctor, guys, but the liver deals with fruit, the sugar in fruit, the fructose. Yeah. So if too much fruit can cause fatty liver. So when you've got a bloated area here, it can be caused by too much fruit. Some people think binge on fruit, it's healthy. It's not. Binging on fruit is not healthy. Yeah. And again, you have to look up Dr. Canberry to understand that. Some people binge on vegetables, or some vegetables have, no, in fact, a lot of vegetables have, maybe all vegetables have oxalates in them. OXALATES, oxalates. Oxalates cause inflammation, cause health problems. So people think, oh yeah, binge on vegetables, it's really good for me, but they're making themselves sick. Look up oxalates. Other things have oxalates in as well. So you have to be careful. The thing I've learned is this, is if there's something not right in your body, yeah, if you're getting sicknesses, yeah, sometimes it could be lumps, couldn't it? If you're getting lumps that just appear out of nowhere, there's a high chance, I would say 99% chance, that it's because of something you are eating. This is the big lesson I learned from carnivore diet, or keto diet, and Dr. Ken Berry, yeah. What goes in this mouth will create your health, no matter what it is. heart problems, any problems throughout your body, brain fog, blood pressure, high blood pressure, blood sugars, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is fully reversible within 3, 4, 5 months. If you go carnivore keto diet, you will cure type 2 diabetes. So you won't need your insulin. Obviously, you always do it with your doctor. But I know hundreds of cases of people that reversed type 2 diabetes. It even helps type 1. It makes you need less insulin. Now, remember, guys, insulin is bad for you. People think, oh, yeah, it's okay, but inject with insulin, it's okay. No, insulin is not good for the body. So regularly eating through the day, if you're constantly eating like every half hour, 1 hour, you are damaging your body. Your body doesn't want to be constantly stuffed with food. If you're doing it with food items that turn to sugar, even worse, much worse. And most foods do turn to sugar. Look it up. Look it up, guys. And then remember, sugary type foods that turn to sugar cause an insulin spike. Insulin spikes are not good for you. So you have to try and understand what you're putting in your mouth. Like I just said, whatever goes in here will create your health. So I'm 59 in July. July 10th. I was born in 1967, 6'7". And I only just woke up, so I'm a bit, But I tell you now, I don't feel like I'm about to turn 59. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, I'm an old guy. I'm not 20 years old, but I feel it. You guys know that I run. I don't do long runs, few miles a day, sometimes every other day. It depends what mood I'm in. I weight lift every other day, not intensely. I don't weight lift to be big. I just weight lift to be toned. I don't do loads, half an hour. Yeah. I'm not a big exerciser. I do love walking. I do a lot of walking. Yeah. Like yesterday, I did about 4 miles. Today I will as well because it's sunny. So type 2 diabetes, if you are struggling and suffering with type 2 diabetes, guys, this diet can fix you. Yeah, honestly, I promise you, if you do the carnivore diet, you stick to the rules, listen to Dr. Ken Berry, and consult your doctor, because I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is what happened to me, how I cured myself, lost weight, fixed my body, boosted my energy, came off all medications. Yeah. Once I was on my journey of the carnivore diet, keto diet, my whole life turned around. My whole life turned around. And there's proof. I have a channel called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. And all you have to do is go through that channel, further back, past the Elvis stuff, and you'll see my journey. You'll see me first starting the diet with this looking like I was pregnant. I really did look pregnant. Yeah. And, no energy, aching all over, dizzy spells. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic by my doctor. I 100% had high blood sugars, high blood pressure. You see my journey. You see me. Right, let's give it a go. So I was very strict at first. Just one big meal a day. And then gradually, after about 3 weeks, I eventually went to 2 meals a day. You must not snack. Do not snack. Stick to your 2 meals a day. Yeah. And think about what you're putting in your mouth. Ultra processed foods are a no-no. Keep it as natural as possible. But even certain natural foods were not good for me. Like potato, I can't eat potatoes. I get a reaction from potatoes. I get a reaction from bananas. Yeah, they're not good for me. So each person's body is different. Yeah, cereals is a big no-no. Cereals were clogging me up. Yeah. So, people. I know that people think cereals are good for you. They're not. Your body was designed to eat certain foods. So you got to try and imagine living 200,000-300,000 years ago. Yeah. However things were then. There wasn't supermarkets. You couldn't go and buy a chocolate bar and a donut and a bag of crisps. You ate off the land. Yeah. And that is basically how nature intended it, how evolution intended it. That animals, we are animals, as you know. We lived off the land. So we would catch animals, or we would hunt animals, or we would scavenge animals. Yeah. And of course, there was vegetation. There was fruits, how they were 10, 20, 100,000 years ago. Yeah. Obviously, don't forget, fruits were very different hundreds of thousand years ago. Fruits now have been modified and made to be very tasty and sweet, but they're not good for you. Grapes are not good for you. Yeah. And they're very fattening. Yeah. Most sweet fruits are not good for you. There's the low carb ones are completely fine, but don't have too many. Strawberries, blackberries, gooseberries, all that kind of stuff are good for you. Yeah. But if you're binging on very sweet fruits, you're going to put on weight and it's not good for you. Yeah. So be careful with that. People make that mistake. Oh, binge on fruit and veg, you'll be healthy. No. Some people really badly react to fruits and to vegetables. You've got to be careful. The one thing I have learned is you won't react to meat. Good quality meat, you won't react to it. Eggs, you won't react to it. I've learned that. Yeah. And the other thing I've learned is the fat in the meats is actually a big way of getting energy. To boost your energy levels, you need the fat. Yeah. So to understand what I'm saying, you do have to watch Dr. Ken Berry, because I do know straight away people are like, oh my God, cholesterol. Well, go and watch Dr. Ken Berry. Yeah. Now, there has been an updated food pyramid. Yeah. So we know the food pyramid. If you go on Google, it will give you the recommended food guidelines. Okay. It has just been updated. So whereas before it was recommended things like bread and cereals and rice and pasta and not to have too much meat, not to have too many eggs, not to have butter, it's all changed now. It's all changed. Go and have a look. There's an updated food pyramid, the recommended food guidelines. And now meat and eggs and butter are up the top now. They now recommend, they acknowledge now that butter is good for you, eggs are good for you, meat is good for you. Many of the fats are good for you, like saturated fats, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, all that kind of stuff now. It's now known it's good for you. Vegetable oil is poison. Margarine is poison. Don't touch margarine. Don't touch canola oil, vegetable oil, all the cheap oils. Stay away from them. Yeah. Believe it or not, the fat in meats is extremely good for you. Yeah. I use the fat that comes out of my lamb chops or my steaks. I use it to cooking. Even the fat that comes out of my bacon, I use it to cooking because I know it's good for you. I know it will give me energy. Yeah. So, you have to try and everything you've been taught in the last 60 years about what foods are good for you and what foods are bad for you, you have to turn it on its head. We have been spoon-fed incorrect information for 60 to 70 years. Yeah. And if you watch Dr. Ken Berry, he will explain this to you. Yeah. It doesn't matter what color the breads are. They're bad for you. Brown or white, bad for you. Doesn't matter if it's got seeds in it or not. Bad for you. Same goes for pastas and rices and all that. Doesn't make any difference. It turns to sugar in your body. Sugar causes a lot of problems. Yeah. It actually helps cancer grow, doesn't it? Some people even think sugar causes cancer. So sugar to me is the biggest enemy. Yeah. Now my compromise is I will have tea and coffee, but no sugar. You don't want the sweeteners. The sweeteners are no good. You don't want the fizzy drinks. No fizzy drinks. Stop the fizzy drinks. Even diet products, guys, they're not good for you. So I would say to you, keep it as natural as possible. Yeah. Don't don't be afraid of things like bacon. People automatically think bacon is bad for you. It's not. It's not bad for you. Bacon's actually very good for you. Yeah, it's full of goodness. Yeah. So I know what I'm saying. Some of the things I say to you are quite shocking, guys. And this is why I say you must do your own research. Find out for yourselves. There are thousands and thousands of people's health now that is being healed because they've turned to carnivore diet, to keto diet, because they're only eating once or twice a day. Okay. And there's a lot of good doctors now promoting the carnivore diet, the keto diet. Good, proper, qualified doctors on YouTube, completely free. Even doctors now are now understanding, even my own doctor, that keto is very good for you, that getting rid of sugar is very good for you, stopping things like poisonous vegetable oils, poisonous margarine, stopping the breads is really good for you. Yeah. So I started this diet when I was 55, I think I was. So that's quite late in life. Yeah. And I honestly, I feel like I'm in my 20s. Yeah. And obviously, I'm not, I've got the grey hair and I dye my hair and, my body's in quite good shape. I go running and that. But, I'm going to turn a year from now, I'll be about to turn 60. So, you're only going to feel so good, but I feel absolutely amazing. I can match any of my kids energy wise. So my eldest kid is 19, who lives with me. Yeah, Tyler. My energy levels match her, no problem at all. Even my wife, who's 42, I have just as much energy as my wife, if not more. Yeah. So, and my wife is quite athletic. Yeah. So the way I've learned with carnivore diet, with keto diet, is I'm like a train. I'm like, there's no stopping me. So I'll wake up at around 6 a.m. and I will be very busy from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. But I will find this. I do find about 7, 8, 9, my body is like, go to sleep, go to sleep. So I tend to sort of 9, 10-ish, sometimes at 9:30, my body is in wind down mode. And then I sleep really well. Yeah. So, which was always a problem for me. How many of us here have always had insomnia, always had sleep problems? Because I have. I've had sleep problems my whole life. Not anymore. I sleep lovely now. Yeah. And one of the best things if not the best, one of the best things I've ever done is listening to Dr. Ken Berry and following his guidelines on the carnivore diet, the keto diet. Now, the carnivore diet is quite strict. It is mainly meat, eggs, fish. For most people, that's a bit too much. So I recommend the keto. So very meat and egg heavy, meat, egg, fish. And then do the keto bit. So you can have some low carb veg, low carb fruit, bit of nuts, stuff like that. One of my favorite things I have is omelets. Yeah. Like even today I'm having chili con carne. But there'll be no rice. I will just slice up some lettuce and tomatoes, maybe a few onions, and I'll put the chili con carne on top of that. I won't have the pasta. I won't have the rice. Yeah. So definitely no bread. No bread. I don't touch bread. Obviously, come on, guys. Chocolate, sweets, cakes, all that, crisp, Doritos, you name it, is a no-no. Now, I have my bad days. Yeah. Every now and then I'll have a bit of chocolate, or I have a weakness. What do I like? A donut sometimes, but hardly ever. Chips. I like chips. I think French fries, you call them. It doesn't matter if you have a bad day or a bad whatever, because the next day you're back on it. You're back on it. You're determined to. I think it actually remotivates you. I found if I have a bad day, like it was like when I went to see Epic with my son Tino. He had I got him a big thing of popcorn. Of course, we're at the cinema. We're celebrating that we're going to see Epic. So I'm going to sit there with my little 5-year-old boy with a big smile on my face, with my arm around him, and we ate popcorn together. That wasn't good for me. Yeah. popcorn. The next day I suffered because I had that popcorn. Everything else I ate that day was good. That day I had meat and eggs. That day, steak and eggs I had. But the popcorn didn't agree with me. Popcorn isn't good for you. Yeah, my body reacts to popcorn. Yeah. So you're going to have your bad days. Like the other day, it was someone's birthday. So I had a piece of cake, birthday cake. You know, sometimes you got to be like, hang on, you know, it's someone's birthday. If you can't have a piece of bloody cake with your, I think it was one of my brother's children. Me and my brother, we both have 6 kids each. We're twins. We both have 6 kids each. And so I do find that the bad days motivate you to do better, to be more stricter. 100%. I found I cannot eat more than twice a day. In fact, I only tend to be hungry enough to eat once a day. I sort of push myself to eat the second meal, but it will only be like today. I know I'm gonna have there's leftover chili con carne. I know I'm gonna have. I'm either gonna have it as a. I'm probably gonna just make it into a soup. So I'll get the chili con carne and I'll just add some boiling water and it'll be a soup. Yeah, just to make it different. Yeah. Or it depends how hungry I am. Or I'll slice up some lettuce and tomato and have it on that. I may add some cheese. Cheese is okay. Yeah. So did you get it? So like what did I eat yesterday? Yesterday I had a rack of lamb, and some prawns and some tomatoes. That's what I had yesterday. Yeah. That was in the evening. Yeah. In the day, I'm trying to remember what I had in the day now. I think I had some lamb. I think there was some leftover lamb and I had that. Yeah. So there's, you know, guys, there's no pressure to do this diet. If you don't want to do it, if it's not for you, that's fine. But I will say this to you. If you're on medication, if you're unwell, if you have aches and pains, if you have any stomach problems like IBS, you know, like I had ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, you know, all that kind of stuff, irritable bowel stuff. If you're having any of those kind of problems, the carnivore diet could cure you. My doctor told me that my ulcerative colitis was incurable. He was wrong. He was wrong. I cured it in 3 weeks. I have not taken any medication for 3 years. Before those 3 years, I was on steroids on one called prednoism. I think it's called some people call it predfone. And I was having really bad flare-ups for over 10 years. Yeah. This diet completely took it away. Yeah. The dizzy spells really worried me. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Yeah. Even my brother was saying to me, my twin brother was saying about the size of my stomach, because like it was like a balloon. Yeah. I can even show you a picture of it. Should I even do it? It was like a balloon. And I was like, let me just see if I can find it, guys. Let's have it. Hang on a minute. And my brother was, you know, obviously me and my brother are extremely close. My brother really cares about my health. Yeah. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, I can see one there straight away. I don't want to put it on if it's too long though. Hang on a minute. Right. Let me just see what you can see. All right, let's just click on it. So my brother was worried about me. My brother literally said, "You look like you're gonna have a heart attack." This was 3 years ago. Yeah. And if my brother says something to me, my twin brother, I listen. Hi guys, Louis back again, age 56, doing his flexing. So hang on, I just saw the picture of me there. So look in the top right corner, guys. Yeah, look at the size of my belly. That was weeks before. Let me just make sure you can see it. That was weeks before I started this diet. Let me just lower it down a bit. I was 56. There we go. It's a bit embarrassing, guys. You know, I'm not boasting about the fact that I was so sick looking. Yeah. Also, remember, my energy levels were bad. My anxiety was not good. And I just didn't feel good in myself. Yeah. So I'm just going to skip through this a little bit. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Let's just see. I don't remember what I say in this. Let's have a little listen. Hi guys, Louis back again, age 56, doing his flexing. So I wanted to do a video on how I got started on the carnivore diet. So I'm going to start off just by telling you what I used to eat. Just try and do it quickly. So this, a bit out of breath, I've been weightlifting just now. Right, so I would wake up in the morning, I would have a big tea, with obviously milk, 2 sugars. Then I'd wait another 20 minutes, half hour, have another tea, 2 sugars. This was my routine. Half an hour later, I'd have a coffee, 2 sugars, all with milk obviously. And now I'm not completely against milk. Yeah, so I know what I'm doing here. I'm telling you just how bad I was eating. I'll have a bit of milk in my tea and coffee, but only a splash. Anyway, so then I'd have either a bagel or a crumpet, and sometimes toast. Toast is on top of my list. And so I was constantly snacking. Bagel, crumpet, cereal, I never stopped eating. Sometimes toast with jam. Yeah, so then I'd wait till lunchtime. Lunchtime, I would have something like a cheese toastie. I never had a big meal. And then between lunchtime and tea time, I'd be snacky. So I'd probably have Come on, a lot of you do this, yeah? You literally, but you're raiding the cupboards looking for food, even in the middle of the night. You're constantly, you're always hungry. This is the thing about when you eat carbs and sugar, you're always hungry, always hungry. I used to run around the house looking for food. Another tea with some biscuits, or I'd make sometimes another toastie. Then at tea time, I generally ate very similar food. So I would have spaghetti or curry or pizza, or we would have a big fry up, yeah? So egg, sausage and chips, pie and chips. Pizza is bread, guys. Chips. Chips were a big thing in my diet. The pastry on pies, it turns to sugar. I had regularly. Let me just think what else. So we did have roast dinner sometimes, and my wife would make a chili con carne with rice or in wraps. Sometimes we'd have a baguette with cheese and ham. So this is at 6 p.m. So then between 6 p.m. and bedtime, I would still snack. So I'd probably have biscuits, peanuts. What else did I have when I was tired? Maybe another bagel. I never used to have hot drinks later. I was constantly eating. That is why I had a big belly. Right, so I think you get the point. Let me just see if I want to get to the point where I made a decision to change. I wonder if it's going to show it here. No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a shortened video in the hopefully in the shorts. Obviously, there's a lot of car fixing stuff. Here's one here, right? So 17th of May, 2023, the start of my diet. There's obviously a bit embarrassing. Shows my big belly. Let's have a little watch of it. I'm fed up with this fat body. I'm good up top, good arms. See, look, guys, I know it's embarrassing, but come on. This is why I went on the diet. I was sick and fed up. I honestly felt I was going to have a heart attack, and the dizzy spells were scaring me. Good chest, but then I got this stupid fat belly and a double chin. Look at it. I'm losing weight. I've given up sugar and bread and potatoes. It is middle of May 2023. So let's give it a go. Whew, bit embarrassing, a little bit upsetting as well, because I remember how I felt. Yeah. So I make this big decision. Let's see if we can. I wonder if I'm just going to see if I can find. Obviously, there's a lot of car fixing stuff on here. I'm trying to find the keto stuff. Hang on a minute. 1 second. The carnival stuff. There's a lot of family stuff here. Hang on. How are we going to do it? We're just going to scroll back. Obviously, there's a lot of Elvis stuff on here as well. Is that one there? Here we go.
56 years old. I'm running down the road like a 20-year-old. I eat meat, eggs, fish, cheese, prawns. Sometimes I'll have a bit of veg, like strawberries or berries, or a few nuts. Anyone that says those foods are gonna make me unwell, make me have cancer, make me have a heart attack, is not looking up properly the correct evidence and advice, the modern advice that people are saying now in 2023 about meat, eggs, fish and fat, and how good fat is for us, how good cholesterol is for us. Come on, do your homework, get on YouTube, find out the truth.
So yeah, you got to do your homework, guys. It's very, very important. So, you know, look at me. I'm running down the road. That's a couple of years ago. Yeah. It just worked, guys. It just worked. Look. So let me just play this. I've noticed since I've lost weight, seeing the benefits of this diet, the carnivore diet, just eating meat, fish, eggs, cheese. Wherever I go, I'm seeing literally hundreds of people that are very unwell looking, overweight looking, of all ages. And I get it, because wherever we go, we're having this kind of food pushed at us. So whether it be McDonald's or pizzas, sweets, chocolates, you could be watching TV, there's constant adverts. As you walk around the supermarkets, everything's trying to push on special offer. Cakes, the biscuits, very tasty, sugary, carby snacks. It's so tempting, it's hard to say no. Even when you go to pay for your supermarket trolley, the shelf just by where you pay is trying to get you to get a last minute purchase of something that's sugary and carby and something that's very bad for you. So guys, this is why there's an epidemic of heart attacks and obesity, and why so many people are so sick. There's so many people now with type 2 diabetes and serious colon problems, you know, like Crohn's, colitis, IBS, all that. Because we're all being encouraged to eat the foods that is literally killing us, making us very sick, causing inflammation. Yeah. Let's just click on another one, guys.
Happy Easter again, guys. I'm putting this on all my channels because...
that's not working. I think you get the idea. Let me just see if I can find some more. Hang on. No, I wouldn't recommend this diet. I would not recommend this diet if it didn't work. I'm recommending it because it worked. I am an experiment that succeeded, and I'm still on it now, yeah?
Morning, guys. It's Louis, Elvis Presley fan on Keto. We're going to be discussing Austin Butler today.
Hang on, that's jumped off. I can't play the music. It's just going to get blocked. But all right, it's jumping around a bit. I'm not sure if it's going to let me play it, but I think you get the idea, don't you, guys? Let me just see. Right, so this is a good one. So this shows my little journey when I'm 56. Obviously, there's a picture of how unwell I was. If you read the writing, you'll get a feel for it. I find this quite upsetting because it reminds me of how I felt when I was 56. So let me go back to that picture. This is probably one of the most upsetting pictures you will ever see for me to look at. I remember that. I actually remember where I was. We were camping in Devon. We'd gone to a beautiful place where we were. It was like how can I explain it? A beautiful Cornwall beach. Yeah, and I remember that picture being taken. Upsetting. So yeah, I find that hard to watch. I mean, I'm not trying to show my body off. That's not the point of this, guys. The point is that part of what we do at Team Elvis is to help each other's health. We help each other, yeah? And many of us are older. Come on, guys. A lot of us are over 40, 50, 60. It's never too late to reverse your health problems, to reverse type 2 diabetes, to improve your heart health, to lower your blood pressure, to lower your blood sugars, to just lose some weight, to reduce inflammation, to get rid of aches and pains, to come off medications that you feel that you're going to be on for the rest of your life. I have been medication free for 3 years. So I feel fantastic. Honestly, you guys know how much energy I've got. I have got a lot of energy, okay? And you guys have witnessed it for the last 20 months, yeah? So this isn't an act. I'm not making this up. This is what happened to my life. Hi guys, just an update on my carnivore diet. I've just weighed myself. I'm 10 stone 12 now. I definitely am losing weight, but stopping the fruit and the nuts, and I haven't touched any fruit and nuts for the last 4 days. So I remember this, obviously I'm not as light as that now, I'm quite a lot heavier than that. I'm still much lighter than my original weight. I started off 12 stone 5, okay? But I did find that when I was eating fruit and nuts, the weight started coming back on, yeah? So nuts and fruit is okay in small amounts, as long as it's the low carb fruits. Not too many nuts, just a handful. So let's keep going. I also have noticed that my dandruff is completely gone. If you can see, I've got black hair, so you'd know if I had dandruff. And my gums have completely stopped bleeding. Stick with it, see how I get on. 10 stone 12. Definitely losing weight now. I'm not on the peanuts and fruit. And I've made my lunchtime meal smaller. So just 2 rashers of bacon and just 2 eggs. Yeah, so eggs and bacon is the main thing I eat for lunch. If there's leftover meat from the day before, I will eat it. Like today, it's chili because there's leftover chili from last night. Yeah, but you do have to be meat heavy, egg heavy, fish, omelettes. Omelettes for me was very convenient because you could just quickly whisk up an omelette, put some cheese in it. I will have a few onions, stuff like that. And it's really good for you. Eggs are very, very good for you. It is helping me just sticking to the meat, eggs, and very fatty meat, and butter, and water. Thanks, everyone. I think that's enough. I think that's covered enough. So, guys, remember, Team Elvis, we are a family. We've all become friends. We trust each other. We've got to know each other. We're more than just an Elvis channel, yeah? So is that one of me driving? We care about each other. Let's have a look. I think that's one of me running there, is it? I'm going to just click on them, see what happens. Hi everyone. So I'm running down the road. I do this every day. I do a 1.5 mile run, and then I do a walk for 1.5 miles, and then I walk the dogs for 1.5 miles. I do this every day after weightlifting for an hour. So I'm 56 years old, and I actually find it easy. The carnivore diet actually helps me, keeps me full of energy, fully alert, and when I wake up in the morning, I can't wait to do the run. I can't wait to walk the dogs. I run around the house fixing things. I carry out any chores that need to be done. I'm so full of energy. Thank you, carnivore diet. So that's the other thing I found, was that the minute I went on this diet after a few weeks, is that I couldn't wait to get up in the morning. I had a spring in my step, run down the stairs. I was so full of energy that I was like, I just wanted to do everything. The garden, exercise more things around the house. I just had loads of energy. I found it fascinating. Let's click on this one, guys. In my car, wasting time. Though with the carnivore diet, do you want to lose weight fast? Do you? I can't play that. It's got music, but if you want to lose weight fast, guys, is that another running one? Let's have a look.
Hi, Louis again, having a bit of a run. Come on, what's this debate that red meat is bad for you?
See, this is the other thing we're lied about, that red meat is bad for you, that eggs are bad for you. It's not. It's the best thing you could ever have. The healthiest thing you could ever eat is red meat. The healthiest, and eggs. Yeah, so don't listen to it, guys.
It causes cancer. What a load of rubbish. Red meat is so good for you, full of vitamins and nutrients. The fat in the meat is so good for you. Come on, stop.
People are scared of fat. People are like, ugh, the fat, let's pull the fat off. When you're doing your bolognese, your minced meat, people pull the fat off. Don't. It's really good for you. It gives you loads of energy. People cut the fat off the chicken. The fat on chicken is really good for you. The fat on bacon is really good for you. I understand that we're all brainwashed to think that it's not, that we all want to automatically cut the fat off. You have to think about how things were hundreds of thousands of years ago when we were hunting animals and scavenging animals. The fat was very nutritious, very good for you, gives you energy. Now, to understand this, you must do your research. You must understand, why is fat good for me? That you have to learn about cholesterol. When you listen to Dr. Ken Berry, understand what cholesterol is. Yeah, this is one of the biggest shockers for people. They don't understand what cholesterol does to the body. Yeah, every cell in your body needs cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. It actually makes it. Yeah, every single cell in your body has cholesterol. Yeah, so you have to educate yourselves.
Believe in all the hype. Start eating some good meats. They say eggs are bad for you because the cholesterol in the eggs. What a load of rubbish. Eggs.
I get it, guys. I get how people get scared with cholesterol, but it's just not true. Cholesterol actually helps your body.
It's one of the best things you could ever eat. So good for your health. So cholesterol.
The cholesterol that you put in your mouth that you eat will not cause you harm. Now, damaged cholesterol, or that's already in your body, that's different. That's different.
It's very, very good for you. Cleans out your arteries. Meat, eggs, fatty meats being bad for you. I don't believe any of it.
Now remember, you have to think about how things have been for the last 60 years. We've been eating the way that it's been recommended, yeah, the food pyramid. But look how heart attacks are worse than ever. Cancers are worse than ever. Obesity is worse than ever. There hasn't been an improvement in health around the world because we followed the food guidelines that have been recommended to us for 60, 70 years. I would say it's obvious that people are starting to die younger. Heart attacks are more common than ever. Aches and pains, arthritis, obviously cancers, and anxiety, depression. All of this is affected by what you eat. Yes, even depression. Everybody is over-medicated. Everybody is trying to use medication to cure themselves, when what you really need to do is give your body the correct nutrients, vitamins, fatty acids. If you put the right foods in your mouth and you don't overeat, you will get better. You will get better. You'll start to feel younger. You'll start to look younger. Your aging will literally start to reverse. Yeah. And I know it because I've done it. I'm doing it now. I do it 7 days a week. Fasting is actually very, very good for you. Look up fasting. Understand what fasting is. Okay? So my last advice is go and check out Dr. Ken Berry, yeah, and his beautiful wife, Nisha, and understand why the carnivore diet is saving thousands and thousands of lives and extending thousands and thousands of people's lives. Yeah. Why there's so many people now that are doing the carnivore diet, the keto diet, that are looking younger, feeling younger, and living longer. So people that are 50, 60, even 70, feel 40, feel 30. There's thousands on YouTube. I'm not the only one. Yeah. Go on YouTube. There are thousands of success stories on the carnivore diet, on the keto diet. People that have cured themselves, lost a lot of weight, come off medication, reverse type 2 diabetes. Yeah. Thousands and thousands. People with heart problems curing themselves. People with depression and anxiety curing themselves. People in terrible pain, serious pain, curing themselves. People with arthritis, people with terrible inflammation throughout their whole body, curing themselves within months, purely because they thought about what they're putting in their mouth. They realized that what they're putting in their mouth was making them sick. And this is the number one take I give to you guys. 99% of your health problems are being caused by what you are putting in your mouth. You are damaging yourself. I repeat, 99% of your health problems are being caused by what you are eating, because you are not eating the food that ancestrally, through evolution, that you are supposed to give your body. The human body needs certain foods to be optimum, to run at its best, so its immune system works at its best, so you're at the right health level, weight level. You won't fix yourself by eating all the foods that are bad for you. And unfortunately, many people don't like to agree with this, but fatty meat and eggs is top of that list of being healthy. Yeah. So, and no, fruit and veg isn't going to make you super healthy. It won't do it. But if you eat the right amounts of low carb fruits, low carb veggies with some healthy fats, you know, avocado oil, olive oil, that, you know, coconut oil, there's some very healthy fats out there. You can be meat free, but you may need some supplements. You may need some supplements to whereas when you're eating meat and eggs, you know, steak and lamb and chops and bacon and eggs, all that kind of stuff, you won't need supplements. You don't, on the carnivore diet, on the keto diet, you don't need supplements. It's only when you are completely non-meat, non-eggs, non-fish, you'll find you need some supplements. All right, guys. So take care, love you all, and this is just what I'm trying to do here, guys. I do one of these carnivore videos, keto videos, sort of every sort of 6 months I do one. I'm just trying to show you that at any age, even if you're over 50, 60, 70, 80, you can be healthy again. You can be slim again. You can feel great again. You can be full of energy again. You can love life again. The thing that becoming carnivore keto diet, for me, it reminded me just how much I love life. You do forget your age when you're on carnivore diet, keto diet. You forget your age. So I'm 59 in July. I don't feel like I'm going to be 59 in July. Not at all. I have forgotten my age. You look forward to every day. You think very clearly. Your brain fog just goes away. We all used to get brain fog, didn't we? Your brain fog clears up. Your clarity of thinking is crystal clear. Yeah. I can't even explain it. Yeah. But this diet, this carnivore diet, this keto diet is a miracle. And if you don't believe me, just go on YouTube and look it up and find all the other success stories. Find all the doctors that are now promoting this diet, carnivore and keto. Do your own research. Find out for yourselves. Okay. I really want to help Team Elvis get better, get well, come off meds, become pain-free, love life, be full of energy, and lose some weight. Why not? We all need to lose a bit of weight, don't we? Yeah. So thanks, guys. Team Elvis, you rock. And my next video will be Elvis related. Okay? Love you guys. You're the best. Team Elvis, you rock.